Okay. So I have something here that's because as we talk, I'm making notes, and you mentioned average order value. You don't mean the total order that the customer places. You mean the item purchased with that session on the
Well,
product.
AOV would be for advertising, right? Where if we're talking ACOS, right? So they will give you the full basket order attributed to that click, right? So if they purchase one product, they purchase two products. Like you could drive up your AOV, and this is where you kind of segment it into a mix shift versus a rate shift. Okay, mix shift, play on company name, but this would be, we mixed into a higher ASP product, or we mixed into a higher AOV product, which drove up our higher ASP product, which drove up our AOV. Or we had a rate shift where we were on discount last month. We're back to list price this month. Okay, the rate, the actual ASP is going to go up. Or it could be we've gone from averaging 1 unit per order to 3 units per order, and that drove up our basket size.
Yeah, because this is something that we look at. I call it average item value, AIV, versus AOV, average order values. I wanted to clarify because when you are looking at the conversion rate, it really is not conversion rate. It's the in the business reports, you see the unit session percentage. So
Yeah.
not conversion rate, right?
Yeah, this is a long time complaint of mine. So the advertising conversion rate is the only like true conversion rate that you get out of Amazon. Okay. If you go to the business reports and try and look at it holistically, your best proxy for that is going to be unit session percent, but you could have multiple units per order, right? Which you're blind to. So, and then there's also order item session percent, right? Which is another difficult one because they will only count, or they will separate an order if there's two different ASINs into two different order items. So you got another distortion to a true conversion rate.
Right.
So there's other nuance in the data as well, which I'll spare you. But the way that I've always looked at that is like, it's not an apples to apples comparison between a true conversion rate in advertising versus unit session percent or order item session percent. But generally, if your catalog's pretty stable, the trends, in terms of units per order are fairly consistent, and you can kind of look at these over time. So you'll see, if you've got, press that drove your traffic through the roof, got strong click-through rate, but it was a lot of people that were just, window shopping, didn't convert, you'll see your ad conversion rate drop. You'll also see a similar impact in your sessions, right? And it's kind of like the gap between those two that you track over time as another input into your overall performance. So this is, another way to use this, the conversion rate, which I like, is in assessing pricing, right? So the list price, the price elasticity, if I raise the price $5 versus $10, what happens to my conversion rate? What happens to my total sales? This is a common one for especially new brands they know they need to invest in advertising, they just can't afford it, right? And so they're watching every penny. And so actually had a brand last year that I was working with, went through this exercise, helped them assess the data and says, there's no way this business works for you unless you raise your ASPs. And tested it, with a $5 increase, tested it with a $10 increase, and found out that they were in this magic, sweet spot where actually their conversion rates had increased with the price increase.
Yeah, I guess it's, but you can't just increase the price, right? You had to justify it with probably better content, improving content, and improving the perception.
Yep.
I mean, that it goes hand in hand. So you can't just, okay, I'll charge another $10. It's not gonna do it.
Well, this is if you're an arbitrage seller, like no, that's not the game. right?
Yes.
This is like if you're building a brand, you
Right.
know, the price point does lend credibility. You know, it is part of the perspective, which, you know, I'd much rather be fighting the Amazon game when you've got some brand pull, you've got some brand status, or investing in building that brand, rather than just trying to follow the latest, hottest trend.